All right, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through on this dark and dingy Tuesday night. There's the cell phone ring. We've only just started. Congratulations, you are the winner. All right. Won't you turn your phones to silent for me and turn them off? Those of you watching live, do the same. Whatever room you're in with other people, don't let your phone ring in the room with other people. Turn them off, turn your alarms off. Make sure you do it so that we can get through. Thank you for coming through tonight. I said the dark and dingy Tuesday night. Can you believe how dark it's getting so early? Tonight was the first night I realized it in my office. I was like, why does it look like nighttime at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? Oh, well, that's winter. We've got to have it, unfortunately, like everything. Guys, thank you for coming through. You're at DuePoint tonight. DuePoint is a division of a licensed and listed insurance company called Constantia. Constantia, as I said, is listed. They have been around since 1952, so, nearly 70 years old. The other day, I had a 70-year-old scold me because they said, no, it's 65 years, not 70, and there's a big difference. I'm sorry. I was just rounding, okay? At my age, 65 and 70, it's about the same. It's really, but at 70, apparently, the 65-year-olds are kids compared to mine. Anyway, so it's a well-established company, folks. We've been around for a long time. Take a look at the licenses we have on the wall next to the front door on the way out. You're not dealing with a fringe company or a startup. You are dealing with a proper and well-established insurance company in South Africa. There is, of course, our FSP license number. We are, of course, an authorized financial services provider. Go and look us up. Look us up on the FSP's website. Know who you're dealing with. Also know the team that you're dealing with here. One of the greatest things about the team is that we're right here in South Africa. You can come and find us anytime you like. So during the course of this evening, you might go, hey, this sounds like one of those. Well, one of those is generally from overseas. Sometimes from a prison overseas, but other times, from Switzerland and Nigeria and America and all of that sort of stuff. Wonderful thing about this business is it's right here. It's right here. There's a little lady that is one of our wealth engineers here, and she said to me, and she's a very serious lady, she said, Brendan, the one reason why I became a wealth engineer at DuePoint was that if anything goes wrong, I know where to find you. Okay, well, now that's great, but also a little bit terrifying, okay? This is the wonderful thing about us. Now, that's me over there. I'm Brendan Benfield. I'm the senior executive here. I'm a chartered accountant. Been spent the last 20 years in this space. I am the co-founder and shareholder of Primary and Direct, another insurance company down the road. Kind of know what we're doing in this space. We got Tim. Tim's our banking expert. Spent the last 15 years working for the first RAND group. That's FNB RMB. And so this is a big change for him. But he brings a lot of technical banking skills to the team with us. Then we've got Stacey. She's also a chartered accountant, worked for Deloitte previously, both locally and internationally. Wonderful experience she brings to the team. And then we've got Jane here. Jane is from the UK. Spent the last nearly 20 years now working in the direct selling space, both in the UK and in South Africa. So just helps us keep our standards as high as possible. And then we've got Rob over here. Rob's our design guy. Everything you see, feel, and touch is designed by him. He's a master at what he does. Has spent at least 2 decades in the financial services space, but spent 15 years running his own digital design firm in the financial services space. So he knows what he's doing, and you'll see it in everything that we do. So, folks, what is it that we do at DuePoint? Well, we have 2 objectives. Our first one, and it's in this day and age, right now, as we speak, it's probably the most important thing in the country, is that we are determined to place recurring, reliable, confidence-building income in the hands of South Africans. It's a big statement to make, and most people just poo-poo it. But given the financial circumstances, the economic circumstances of South Africa right now, we actually desperately need more people doing this very thing. You guys know right now that your income is not certain. If you've got a job and you believe that it's certain, I've got very bad news for you, and it's not a marketing ploy. This is fact. You will be forced in the next couple of years to change your job entirely. The economy that we live in right now is completely shaking and falling apart. This means that you have no certainty in your job, no matter what position you hold. Doesn't matter if you're a senior executive or you're working in the mailroom. In the next 5 years, you will be forced to change your jobs. Businesses are shutting down. I was actually watching on Rivonia Road the number of offices that are now empty. Just drive up Rivonia Road. The other day, I was driving into Randburg. I could not believe how many empty office spaces there are in Randburg. Randburg used to be bustling. Now it is almost a ghost town. Guys, the economy is shrinking. We have no certainty in our income anymore. This is a huge, huge issue, because what it leads to is the kinds of circumstances that we are seeing happening, playing out in the hands of the average South African. That's you and me. That's not the political elite and all of their private jets and flying overseas and new cars. It's us. that are on the ground. We are sinking deeper and deeper into a kind of trouble we cannot expect to get out of, and that is debt. Now, people have spoken about debt as a problem for years. It is really a problem right now. I was reading in the papers last night an article about just how bad things are in South Africa from a debt front. Really, we are out of control in South Africa. I heard that the average person owes 280,000 rand in debt. 280,000, the average person in South Africa owes it. It's crazy, that number. To think of what the average earning is, I think the average earning in South Africa is pretty much around about 3,500 to 4,000 rand a month. You try and pay off 280,000 rands worth of debt with that. I sometimes say that we're like Olympian debtors in South Africa. We should be going to the Olympics because we'd be like winning. How do you leverage 3,500 rand a month to 280,000 rand? How do you do that? You have to be a pro. And we have been forced to become pros like that because our income is not covering it. We're living in a world where they tell us inflation is 6%. I don't know who they're trying to fool when they say inflation is 6%. When last did you see price increases going up by 6%? Never. Never. I've been watching car prices over the last couple of years. They have gone up 200% in the last 36 months. 200%. Do you remember the days when you could buy a brand new car for 30,000 rand? I remember that. My wife bought her first Mazda Midge for 30,000 rand, okay? You have to pay 30,000 rand to go into a dealership these days. Like that's what you get to pay at the door to get in. I mean, the cheapest car you can buy now is nearly 200,000 rand. That's crazy. That is 6% inflation. Tempted to say like my backside, like there is no chance. We have to survive on this. And every one of us is plugged into this. Whether we are earning 200,000 rand a month or 2,000 rand a month, every one of us is plugged into the system because of the economic situation that we're in South Africa. Now, if we can at DuePoint place in your hand proper recurring income, that's income that's there every single month, whether you're working or not, whether you're sick or healthy, whether you're old or young, it's in your bank account every month. If we can do that, we believe we can start tackling that problem. We can start taking away the need for this rampant debt in our lives. We also believe that we can start preparing you for the future. It's something that we as South Africans don't ever concentrate on. We have such long lists of problems in our lives. The future is like right at the bottom of the list. We don't even look at it. But it's a reality that will hit all of us. And because we don't concentrate on it in the now, we continue to perpetuate the poverty cycle in South Africa. Every time we get old, we rely on our children to look after us and the state. And we know the state's doing nothing for us. I don't even have to get into that. Okay? We'll rely on our children and we crush their capability as they have to maintain us, pay for us, feed us, house us. And we just keep that. Now, if we can create income that is there every month when you are too old to work, well, then we can take that burden off your children and we can start allowing you to be free into that period that you are retired in or unable to work in. That's what we believe we can do. That's the first thing that we want to do with the DuePoint system. The second thing we do with the DuePoint system, folks, is we're bringing DuePoint into the 21st century. Our consumers, as consumers, we have changed completely. We buy differently. We want direct connection to our suppliers. We want to control the sales process. Okay, and this is not just to the young generation. All of us right now are starting to behave like that. And so we have created DuePoint in the 21st century. And with those two objectives bundled together, we have what we call the DuePoint system. Now, the DuePoint system is very simple. What it does is it allows you as an individual to contract with us as what we call a wealth engineer. Wealth engineer has one task with us at DuePoint, and that is simply to connect us to people that you know. People that you know now, people that you'll know in the future, and everyone in between. We just want you to connect us. By connecting us, you create platforms of distribution for us. You allow us to reach people who would not normally be reached with classical and traditional forms of advertising. We then come along and facilitate the purchase of our products into those platforms and create revenue. And where we create revenue, we create for you an extra income. This is not an income to replace your current job. You got a job, hang on to it. Who knows how long we'll have jobs for? Okay? Hang on to it. That is putting the food on the table. But if we can now start bridging the gap between what you're earning and you need to cover your expenses and what you need to start getting on top of your debt and start preparing for the future, that is what we're hoping to achieve with our income and on a recurring basis. You are not peddling goods for DuePoint. And this is the thing where many people get stuck. I don't want to be selling any more energy drinks and cleaning agents and pills. And I don't want to be involved in that. I'm embarrassed by that. Fantastic news. All of our stuff is built on the basis of financial services and lifestyle products of which you need to know nothing about, as I'm going to explain to you through the course of this evening, okay? But what is important for you to know is that it runs on a debit order system, which means that every month, without any effort of your own, the debit order runs, the payment is made, and you earn through our income system. The power of duplication, or your ability to leverage the time and thought and energy and expertise of others, is built into our system. You are not alone in building your recurring income with us. This is a fantastic position to be in. You've never been in this position before. When you're an employee, everyone around you is your competition. There's only so many management roles and so many executive roles, and it just gets narrower and narrower to the top. It's just like a pyramid scheme, actually. Everywhere you're working, it's all pyramid schemes. And so you know that the mass of you trying to compete for those few spots above is all competition. And everyone's standing on top of everybody else to get there. Well, the exact opposite happens in the DuePoint system. All of you work together to create greater revenue for all of you. It is a fantastically freeing system. It is absolutely flexi-time. You don't do this as a part-time job or a full-time. You are not employees of ours. So if you see anything about DuePoint on Facebook that says DuePoint is hiring, we are not. Thank you very much. You're not employees of ours. This is a tool. We put it in your hands and you use it. It's input-output stuff. The more you put in, the more it puts out. Okay? But you will decide. You will decide what you do with it. You are completely independent of DuePoint. There is no risk in becoming a wealth engineer. That's the other big stigma we struggle with. We've been burnt so often in South Africa, and we have so little to call our own, we're unwilling to risk it. Well, there is no risk in becoming a wealth engineer. By simply being a Constantia product owner at no additional cost or fee, you get to be, as part of the package deal, a wealth engineer. There's no starter kit you have to buy of products. There's no starter manuals you have to buy. There's no startup fee to get involved. There's no monthly fee. There's no business fee. There's no application form fee. There are no fees for being a wealth engineer. So this evening, if you become a wealth engineer and tomorrow you decide you don't want to be one anymore, you got duped by the white guy on the stage, okay, fine. Don't do anything with it. It will have cost you nothing. There is no money that's going to leave your pockets this evening. You'll see there's no tithing bags going up and down the aisles now. There's this evening it'll cost you nothing to be a wealth engineer. It is therefore risk-free. It is also for everyone. This is very important that you understand. You are not representatives of ours. You are not financial advisors. You are not brokers. You are not agents. You are not even marketers of ours. You fall into none of those roles. In fact, you play no part in the sales transaction at DuePoint. Isn't it wonderful? We're getting rid of all that bad stuff from the 19th century, okay, and the 20th century. You play no part in the sales transaction whatsoever. It is for everybody. Folks, you are building an asset, and I can say this with confidence. By us creating a system that creates recurring income, you are now able to price the value of the channel you create with us. If you can price it, you can sell it. Personally, you can sell your channel, you can transfer it, and it will be bequeathed to your children when you pass away one day. So instead of giving them debt as your present of death, you will rather give them income, that you can have a living legacy with them as they carry on, and they can choose to either carry on building that channel or just live off of the income that you have created in the DuePoint system. Folks, like I've said, absolutely no selling. In fact, we contract you out of selling. So for all of you who are embarrassed or think that this is going to be something you can't talk to people about, nonsense. Absolute nonsense. There is no selling whatsoever on your behalf at DuePoint. You never talk about our products in any way, shape, or form. Now, this is a mental leap for most people who have been involved in direct selling before. There's always got to be a product, and that's what you're talking about. Look how wonderful this energy drink tastes. It's better than any of the others, okay? You don't ever have to do that again, okay? No more gagging, no more choking, no more stomach issues, no more selling. In the DuePoint system, you are not involved in the products. And so you don't have to come and fetch stock from us. You don't have to have a bucky to distribute it in or a refrigerated garage. You don't have to worry about perish. None of that stuff. It's a system of complete convenience for you. Everything is online, anywhere, anytime. You can be growing your channel with DuePoint. So folks, how do you grow a channel with DuePoint? Well, you have a single task. That task is to tell everybody about the DuePoint opportunity, not our products. What is DuePoint's opportunity? And I tell people this, and at the end of every presentation, I have someone come to me and say, Brendan, what must I tell them if I can't tell them about your products? Okay, I'm going to tell you now what you tell them. You have to remember the next 5 seconds, and you can switch off again. Okay? Just the next. This is what you tell people. You have become a wealth engineer at DuePoint because of the opportunity to create lifetime recurring income. Did you notice there was no conversation around products in there? There was none. Okay. You will see the 3 minutes I spend this evening on products. That's all. You do not talk about them. This is the wonder of the DuePoint system. You talk about the opportunity to create lifetime recurring income. Now, as you do that, some people are going to catch the vision. Not all of them. We can talk about the maths on another day. Some of them will. And when they do, you add them as wealth engineers to DuePoint, and we allocate them to you, and your channel is born. These folk go out and do exactly the same thing as you because they have seen one of our presentations. Good news, you never have to do a presentation again in your life, okay? We do all of them, all right? Folks, as they add wealth engineers to your channel, so your channel starts to grow until it crosses across the country. I can say that with complete confidence. We've already got hundreds of channels that span the country of South Africa. Yours will as well. We then come along, not you, we come along as DuePoint and facilitate the purchase of our products in what you have now created as a channel of distribution for us, and your income is born. Now, what's very important for you to note is that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I've said it all night long. We are not one of those things. We are not one of these things you've read about in a newspaper. We are not any of those things. I have 8 regulators that look after me and 64 pieces of legislation. We don't get to be one of those things and get away with it here. This is genuine, real deal income earning opportunity that we have created through our insurance company. But folks, like anything that's genuine, you are going to have to work if you want to change your life with it. You're going to have to put time in, effort in, thought in, but above all else, you are going to have to be persistent and determined. This is not a 5-minute exercise. On Facebook and internet, you'll find these things that promise you 100,000 Rand after 3 months. No ways. That is not sustainable. It is not real. We create real here, which means you will sacrifice money, no. Time, yes, in building your income. Now, there's 2 ways that you earn with the DuePoint system. The first is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you 27.50 Rand every time someone in your channel makes a product payment, that's every month, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel the payment has been made. So, for instance, you ran out, you spoke to a bunch of people, they make their product payments, they're on your first point, you get 27.50 Rand multiplied by 200%. That's 55 Rand. You will notice it's not like the other ones, 1 Rand, 5 Rand, 12 Rand. No, this is 21st century material significant Rand value. What we need to survive in the new South Africa. Okay, that's what it is. These folk go out, they chat to a few more people. They're now on your second point. It's people that you introduce to introduce people. Every time, every month that they make a product payment, you get 27.50 Rand multiplied by 200%. That's 55 Rand. There's only a handful of dots on there, but I've worked it out. There's about 1,000 Rand, just under 1,000 Rands worth of monthly returns you are now earning. You haven't changed your life, but with almost no effort, you've created nearly 1,000 Rands worth of earnings every month in your business. Now, you want to start changing your life, you're going to have to start growing your channel out. And as you do, as people make their product payments, you get 27.50 Rand multiplied by a diminishing rate. Now, the diminishing rate stops at 0.8 because there is no limit to how much and how big you can grow your channel at DuePoint. From the 8th point on, where you qualify to earn, you will always get 4% of 27.50 Rand. Even if you've got 27 points or 68 points or 150 points. As long as you qualify to earn, you will always get 4% of 27.50 Rand where people make their product payments. This is how we unlock your potential. There is no limit to how large you can grow your channel with the DuePoint system. So, practically speaking, how much does that translate into? Well, it's a difficult question to answer. I need to know how fast and how big you're going to grow. So we looked at about 2 decades of data we have on this topic. We did a whole lot of mathematics on it. And we came up what we call the 3+2 growth formula. We think it's very conservative and realistic, as I'll show you in a moment. What it says is that in your first month with us, you put just 3 people on your first point. Just 3. This is not an onerous task, 3 people in an entire month. And then every month thereafter, now this is where the persistency comes in, and people miss this point. Every single month thereafter, you put 2 people on your first point. That's 1 every 2 weeks for the rest of your life, okay? Now, that's not a big ask. It's one every 2 weeks, but you got to keep going at it. Now, if you do that and you work with your guys to do the same thing, and we apply our maths of lapses and cancellations and people not doing 3 plus 2, we built all of that in, we think reasonably and conservatively, you can expect to be earning about 2,500 Rand a month after 6 months with us. You'll see it's not 100,000 after 3 months. No, this is the real deal. This is 30,000 Rand a year for the rest of your life. Okay, that's what we're creating here. So some people say to me, Brendan, so I just have to pay my first premium and then I can stop. No. Like putting the 2 people in every month, you have to pay your premium every month. We don't make money out of air here. I would love to do that. That would be great. But we have to create the pile before we can distribute it. So you paying every month and you're adding 2 and you're working with your guys. 6 months in, you've just increased your household income every year going forward by 30,000 Rand. Now, if you continue for another 6 months, so you do 1 year with us, we reckon you'll be on about 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. That's 120,000 Rand a year. You've created it in a year, not 3 months. A year with us, you're now earning 120,000 Rand a year. Now, it really doesn't matter how much you earn. Anybody earning an extra 10 grand a month is going to feel it. They're going to feel it. That's options. That is options in your life you've created. You can do it in 12 months with us, not 12 weeks. Which is my normal cutoff. I call it the 90-day rule. Everyone comes to me after 90 days and says, Brendan, I've spoken to everyone. Your business doesn't work. Really? You spoke to all 51 million South Africans in the last 90 days? That's amazing. Sure, but my business must not work then. No, folks, this is a long journey of changing your life. If you continue doing this, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, working with your guys for 2 years, 24 months, we reckon you'd be on about 27 to 30,000 Rand a month. You're still not on 100,000 Rand a month as the internet promises you. I saw some guy says, just introduce 10 people, introduce 10 people, introduce 10 people, you're on 100 million trillion Rand a month. Okay, it doesn't work like that. It's called fractal mathematics. I can assure you, you're going to introduce 10 people, one of them might put someone in. That's how this works, okay? That's why the persistency comes in, okay? That's how they don't believe for a minute this 10 plus 10. That's nonsense. Okay? It's called fractal mathematics. It doesn't work like that, but it does work. It does work every time. 2 years down, you've increased your household earnings by 360,000 Rand a year. This is genuine, lifetime income, 360,000 Rand a year. Now, even if you're earning 150,000 Rand a month, an extra 30,000 Rand a month changes everything. It changes everything in this life. That's debt repayment. That's preparing for the future. Now, if you can do 3 years with us, we reckon you'll be on about 45 to 50,000 Rand a month. That's 600,000 Rand a year. 600,000. 4 years of us, that's a lot of persistence. See, 4 years with us, we reckon you'd be on about 60 to 65,000 Rand a month. Okay? 720,000 Rand a year. That's already beyond the aspirations of most South Africans. But you've had to put 4 years in of constant labor with us. If you can do half a decade with us, half a decade, 60 months. After 60 months with us, we reckon you'll be on about 80,000 to 100,000 Rand a month. That's $1 million a year. $1 million a year, and you're now in the top 0.5% of earners in the country. You've done it in half a decade. So I get mixed responses to this. Some people say to me, Brendan, the big problem with DuePoint is your earnings are too slow. You get there too slowly. 5 years is too long. I need the money now. Okay, bad luck. I refer you to Facebook. Okay. This is the genuine 100,000 every month forever. Okay. You don't get to build that in 5 minutes. That takes a long time of hard work. Think about your careers. How long have you been working for? You were happy to put in 40, 60, 80 hours a week into it, weren't you? 4 decades. Okay? And then I get people say, I don't have time for this. I'm like, really? You don't have time for this, but you are willing to put 40, 60, 80 hours a week into your dead-end job? And I can say that quite confidently. 0.5% of people don't have a dead-end job. That means I got a 99.5% hit rate when I say you've got a dead-end job. You do. It's going nowhere. It will see none of your aspirations completed, and it will never see you debt-free. That's for 99.5% of you. 0.5% will be great. Okay? But you've got as much chance of being hit by lightning than you do of being that 0.5%. I say that to my youngsters. They all come out of university guns blazing. I am going to be a chartered accountant. I will be the next CEO. I'm like, no, you won't. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a visiting fellow of MIT. I promise you the competition is overwhelming. You ain't going to make it. Here you have full control. There is no competition. It's a tool. You work hard. It pays out. Doesn't matter how much competition there is, it does the same for you as it does for everybody else. It is completely different in the employment space. You spent decades working on your career. You're not at 80,000 Rand a month. So 5 years is not a long time. It's a blink of an eye when you think about it in terms of a career, and we reckon get. Now, the opposite response I get is I get people saying to me, Brendan, this is just flagrant marketing. You're just throwing huge numbers out there to overwhelm and excite people for this evening. Okay. Yes, we could have done that. You will get to know in time, as a chartered accountant, that would be very much against my DNA. And we did spend a lot of time on this calculation, and we think it's very reasonable. So we like to look at the real world. What is actually happening with people using the DuePoint system? That answers the question straight out. So here's a handful of people. We have hundreds of people earning with the DuePoint system, but I've just picked a few for you tonight. Here's Sean Mateto. He joined us on the 13th of October. Let's call it 5.5 months ago. Okay? In his first 3 months with us, he got to 2,500 Rand a month. Now, I said in my maths, 6 months to 2,500 Rand. You remember that? 3 months to 2.5. 4 months to 4.5. 5 months to 150,000 Rand a year. Okay, so, looks like my maths was wrong. But nonetheless, let's not talk about the big money. This might not be you. This might not be you. You might not be capable of doing this. I don't know. Maybe you'll do more. But what does 4,500 Rand more a month mean to you right now? Add it to your salary. Does that list of problems you've got? How many can you cross off? Okay? This is the reality. Forget about the 100,000. Forget about it. What is an extra 4,500? 4 months in, Sean's already enjoying it. In fact, he's well beyond it already. Okay? But it could be you. We've got Regina Dwara. She's from Durban. She doesn't have the luxury of the head office. She uses all of our remote tools. Started about 5.5 months ago as well with us. And look at this. 3 months, 3,500. 4 months, 7,000. 5 months, 200,000 Rand a year. 200,000 Rand a year, 5 months, okay? Now, I said it would take a year at least to get to 10,000 Rand a month. That's what I said. He's done it in 5 months with it. But forget about that. Forget about it. Maybe you can't do that. What does that mean to you right now? What does that mean to you? It's a reasonable number. An extra 7,000 Rand a month. What does it change for you right now? That can be you. Then we've got Roelof. Roelof joined us. He's from Joburg. Joined us on the 2nd of Feb. He's been here for a year. 12 months. Chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. 12 months down, he's on 240,000 Rand a year. 250,000 Rand, twice as much as my maths. Double my maths. He feels like he's been going dead slowly. He feels like he's been going dead slowly. He says this year he's putting his foot down. But he's doing twice as much as my maths. So if my maths is going at half the speed and says in 5 years' time you can be on 80 to 100,000 Rand, well, I feel quite confident that we're on the right track with this thing. Now it's completely up to you. It is completely up to you. I say to everybody, you will find in time that at DuePoint we've removed all the bottlenecks, all the difficulties, all the embarrassments, all the lack of tools, all the alls. We've removed them all. There's one thing we cannot remove, and that's you. We cannot remove it. You will be the blockage in your own channel. That's what it'll be. You will be it. You will come to me and tell me about how you've spoken to everybody and da 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 da. You're the problem. You're the problem, not DuePoint. You will find that to be the truth in time with us. Folks, on our YouTube channel, we have hundreds and hundreds of testimonies. Go and watch them. See how people who are earning a little bit, people who are earning a medium amount, and people who are earning a large amount of money are doing it at DuePoint. And then decide for yourself whether you think our maths is right or wrong. It's for you. It's on our YouTube channel. Go and look. That's the first way you earn with the DuePoint system. The second way you earn with the DuePoint system is through our XP Rewards training program. You might feel that you don't know how to do this. You've never done this before. You're scared to death. No problem. We actually hold your hand through a step-by-step training program that takes you from beginner to expert. Remember, I told you we've removed all the blockages and all the bottlenecks. We train you to become fantastic channel builders at DuePoint. And as you do that, and as you complete these steps, we give you what we call XP points, experience points. They are not worth a single cent. They are just a measure of how experienced you are as a wealth engineer at DuePoint. But as you become more experienced, and as your channel naturally grows through the training process, we start to reward you in addition to the returns. Initially, it's just a little bit of cash. A little bit of cash just to get you going. This you can have in the first few weeks with us. First few weeks, you can be earning this little bit of extra cash on top of your returns. Then, as you get a little bit more mature, a bit more experienced, and your channel gets a bit more serious, well, so does the cash that we pay you. get a little bit more serious. Then we start to give you tools that we know accelerate the growth of your channel. At rank 5 in our training program, we give you an imported Lightning memory stick. It's from the United States of America, plugs into every single electronic device currently available. It comes jam-packed with our presentations, downloads, tools, testimonies, everything that you need to talk to someone about DuePoint anywhere, anytime, whether you've got an internet connection or not. It accelerates the growth of your channel. At rank 7, we give you your own set of business cards, imported, gold-gilded, gold-leafed, customized for you, worth 12,500 rand. If you want to see what a 12,500 rand set of business cards looks like, go and look in our glass cabinet outside there. We make it for you. Because when you put that business card in the hands of people, they're going to ask you, who's DuePoint and what do you do for them? And your channel will grow. At rank 9, this is not when you start, this is when you're well on your way. As long as you maintain your channel size, every year that passes, we take you and your family away on a 5-star business class, all expenses paid week. Every year. Everywhere. Then this introduces a whole set of new problems for you. But I imagine at that stage you'll be equipped well enough to solve them. You'll need the leave. You'll need to explain to your employer how you're affording these holidays. There'll be a whole new set of problems, okay? But everybody who's rank 9 goes away with us. Now, we're going away in December this year. We've already booked and paid. I had some very smart lady on our live stream the other night go, how do they know how many people are going? How can they say they paid? Well, there's about 57 chartered accountants in this building. And we have nothing better to do during our day than work out using statistics and then how many people we think are going to come. And we have paid the deposit. You know what the deposit is on these? 80%. So someone came to me the other day and said, Brendan, but what if this whole thing closes down? What then? Okay, here's the bad news. If the whole thing closes down and you've achieved rank 9, you can lie on the beach and commiserate with me. We will commiserate the closing of DuePoint. That's your risk. That is your biggest risk. That is it. That you'll only get one trip here. In December this year, this is where we're going.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
All right, so you can see we're not going to the caravan park. We have got a very decent hotel booked, one of the top 6 on the island of Mauritius this particular year. Next year it might be somewhere else, it probably will be. But what's really awesome is that none of this is won. There are no prizes at DuePoint. There's no competitions here. Everything is earned. And if you, any one of you in this room, any one of you watching us live, wants to come with us in December, you can. There's 7 or 8, 9 months left in this year before we go. And everybody who is rank 9 comes with us. Everybody, not the first 5, not the names out of the hat. Everybody who's rank 5. So we always ask the question, who wants to come with us sooner? And everyone, I'm coming to Mauritius. No, you're not, because you're not rank 1 yet. You need to get through the training program from rank 1 to rank 9. And it might not take you just 7 months. It could take you a year and a half. But you know what? We're going next year again and the year after. We often have people going, I didn't make it, so no, I don't want to do it. Well, that's really silly because we're doing it again and again every year. So if you miss it this one, you keep working. But everybody that achieves it comes with us. And you can make it this year if you put your head down and your shoulder to the wheel. Folks, at rank 11, we give you another very useful tool. It's your own car. It's not rented to you. It's not given to you for a month or a year. It is yours permanently. It's not branded, okay? It's yours. It is a tool you will use to build your freedom with DuePoint and in South Africa. Folks, as part of our training program, we run monthly wealth quests. They are designed to structure your channels correctly for sustainability and to provide you with the tools of growing your channel with. Every month they are different. They run from the first day to the last day. So I had this funny conversation with a lady. She's really committed to DuePoint. She says, Brandon, I'm working for this one, and then you change it, and then I'm working for that, and then you change it. I said, you have to work a bit faster. You keep missing them, okay? They run from the first day to the last day of every month. Then they change hard cutoffs, okay? But folks, every month where everybody who achieves and qualifies on the criteria of the challenge gets tools. This month it's your own iPad. Other months, it's iPhones, cash, Wi-Fi, data routers, smart TVs, all the things you need to build a successful channel are in our Wealth Quest, and every month they're new. This month, it's a triple lightning qualifier. Find 3 people, put them on your first point, and get them to find 3 people. And if everyone's paid on time by the end of April, you get your own iPad. Work out the value of that. Any one of you who've priced an iPad recently will know how valuable that is, and any one of you can have it if you put your heads and your hearts into it. Folks, some people often ask me the question, so where does all the money come from? They say, I've done the maths, it doesn't work. Normally the doctors tell me that, which is great because they're no good at maths. Anyway, folks, this is simply how it works. I've been spending, as I said, 2 decades in the traditional financial services space. What we've done classically and traditionally is we have advertised to you directly through TV and radio and billboards and SMSs and bathroom campaigns and bus stop campaigns and you name it. We're in there, boy. And it costs us hundreds of millions of rands a year. Hundreds of millions to do it, okay? Now, we know that that form of marketing doesn't work anymore. That's why we're changing it, okay? But what we used to do is take the cost of that marketing and reverse engineer it into your product payments. Your funeral cover, your car cover, your household insurance, your banking fees. 35 to 50% of it every month is next month's marketing. That's how we pay for it. Now, none of that has changed in the DuePoint system. The only thing that's changed is we do not advertise. Not anywhere, not ever. You will not see us on TV. You will not see us on the radio station or anywhere else. All that money that would have gone to SABC, DSTV, etc. is now available to you on your channel. That's the basics of the mathematics. Included some fractal mathematics as well, but you can discuss that with me if you want afterwards. Folks, there are 3 products that we as DuePoint facilitate the purchase of in your channels. The first one is our Access Wealth Plan. It costs 299 Rand a month, and it opens for you a tax-free investment account. Of the 299 Rand, we take 100 Rand and we put it into the account for you. This is a no-notice, no-restriction period account, which means the money is immediately available to you. It's not an endowment policy, this. This is not 5 years before you see your money. The moment the money's in, it's available to you and you can withdraw it. This is not a bank account. There is no interest on it. Man, I was tearing my hair out last night. Someone on Facebook, gives interest better than the banks. No, it does not. This is an investment account, which means your money is invested into shares and bonds and property and currency, okay? But it is immediately available to you, which means the actual cost of this product is 199 Rand a month. 199. And for that, you get 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover, and you get to be a wealth engineer at DuePoint. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. Our Wealth Guard product costs 274 Rand a month, and it gives you 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. It has no waiting periods. After your first payment, you're under cover for 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. It has no medical declarations or examinations. It has no maximum age limits. Your grandmother dying from cancer can have this product. It is for everyone. Our third product is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. This one excites me the most personally. It's our non-financial product. It's not an insurance product or any form of financial product. It allows you, for 274 Rand a month, to leverage the corporate negotiation power that we have as a major insurance company in South Africa. We go to piles of suppliers and we negotiate discounts, prices, vouchers, account managers, everything. For $274 a month, you get to have those discounts, prices, vouchers, packages, account managers on all of your major expenses every month. We got checkers in there, Hershey's, Take a Lot, Yuppie Chef, Ford. You get the corporate discounts on all of these things. This product excites me the most out of what we've got for $274. And as I said, as part of the package deal, you get to be a wealth engineer. And as a wealth engineer, you get the support of the entire executive and management team. You can book us anytime during business hours, and we'll work with you. Goal set, strategize, work with your teams, motivate, design, train at no cost to you. You can book us. You get all of our facilities here. Presentation rooms, boardrooms, breakaway rooms, free Wi-Fi, tea and coffee, Monday to Saturday. And you can use it to grow your channel. You get all of our state-of-the-art technology. And I'm not joking when I say state-of-the-art. Literally 2017 technology, the latest available. It's yours at no cost. At no cost. And, of course, you get to have nationwide footprint. DuePoint is across South Africa. Why? Because everything's online. We have 4 ways of you introducing people to DuePoint, because you don't have to tell them about the products and you don't have to do a presentation. We do it. First of all, you can purchase one of our memory sticks. It's got our presentations on it, and you can play it in a TV or computer. Secondly, you can watch all of our presentations on YouTube. All of them are recorded. Training, conference videos, everything. It's all on our YouTube channel. You can show some of that. You can bring somebody right here. You can bring them here. And we live stream all of our presentations across the country every single day, Monday to Saturday. Evenings, lunchtimes, mornings, you name it. Whoever it is that you want to show the DuePoint system cannot wash their hair that many days in a row. You will find a time where they have to say yes. And we do the presentation for you. So it's like going to McDonald's. You always know what you're going to get at McDonald's. The quality is always the same. At DuePoint, it's like drive-through McDonald's. You just push the button and you know what you're going to get. That's what happens for you. And across the country, you can be building your channel with us. And so, folks, it's the decision time. It's not a decision about DuePoint or not DuePoint. I don't want to have that argument with you. That's just putrid. In the current economic climate, you've got one choice. It's DuePoint. The choice tonight is whether you're brave enough to step outside of the box. That's what it is. Are you going to lever yourself off of that treadmill to nowhere and start adding to your life something that actually changes your future where you commit to it? That's the decision tonight. If you want to become a wealth engineer this evening, you go into our website and you click apply. You can do it on your smartphone or tablet right here in this room, hook up into our Wi-Fi, or use our iPads outside. 5 minutes of filling out the application form. No money lost this evening. Okay? And you will receive a W number. That is the beginning of your channel. It is your asset, and you will decide whether it's worth nothing or whether it's worth a magnificent amount. You will decide. You are the only blockage, remember, in this process. You will start and go. When you've done that, I want you to sit with the person who introduced you here this evening, your lead wealth engineer, and I want you to talk to them about what your goal is. It's not 100,000 Rand. You know it's not. What do you need to breathe each month again? That's your goal. That's your goal. And then sit with the DuePoint system and your lead wealth engineer and work out a plan. If you don't have those two things, 5 years from now, you will be part of my 90-day rule. Gone. Zero earnings at DuePoint. But if you've got a goal and a plan and the determination and persistence to get there, you'll change everything about your future with DuePoint. You will. Folks, we have some very useful tools for you. We do not make money off of them. Not peddling goods here, remember? Even I am not willing to peddle goods. These are tools you need. Our USB stick It's got our presentations on it. It's got a fast starter guide on it. It's got all sorts of things you need to build this business when you don't have an internet connection. Get one from reception on the way out tonight. Pens, useful conversation starters, power banks. Oh my word. How often we have people saying to me, Brendan, I need a charger cable. I need it now because I'm trying to fill this person's app and my battery's finished. No. From now on, no more Fong Kong battery packs and all of that jazz. Buy one of ours. They're incredible. We've just taken delivery today of even better ones than we had before. Get a DuePoint power block, and it means that when you even have it on the table, people will go, what's that? Who's DuePoint? And you're talking about it while having enough battery power to fill out the application form. Okay? So please, get one. We've got iPad covers and tablet covers. We've got notebooks and, most importantly, business cards. It's the most powerful tool in this business. That's why we give you a 12,500 Rand set. But long before you get that set, because remember, that's rank 7, you can have your own set, custom made by us. Go and purchase it on the way out this evening. Do not walk out of here without tools. Rob always says, he's the tool guy on the side, he always says, don't even talk to me if you don't have a USB stick and a business card. Don't come and tell me this business doesn't work. You have those two, then you can come and talk to me about this business. Folks, if you become a wealth engineer, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's DuePoint channel. Just search it. I know there's this misconception that YouTube costs you money. No, it costs you data, okay, which is something you are now going to have to get used to because DuePoint is online. Reschedule your budgets. Out with the alcohol, out with the fast food, and all of a sudden you'll have a whole lot of money for data. Okay, get it done. And then subscribe to YouTube. It's free, and it'll alert you every time we go live. Your phone will ping, and it'll alert you every time we add a video to our YouTube channel, which already has hundreds. You want to have that. Folks, make sure you download our free app this evening onto your phone or tablet. Hook up into our Wi-Fi, download it. It plugs you into your channel, real-time, 24/7, anywhere in the world. You can be watching what's happening in your channel. It's got all of your personal documentation and details on it and all of our training on it. You want to have that app on your phone this evening before you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we're very serious about what we're doing here. Very serious. This is not one of those things. This is the thing. It is the thing. In South Africa right now, you don't talk to anybody, they're talking about DuePoint because we are determined to have a positive impact on our economy and our country, and we want you involved with us. We do. You might think this is marketing again. As you get to know me, you'll know that's very much not marketing. It is what we are doing here at DuePoint, and we want you involved with us. If you have questions or concerns, come and ask us. Come and ask us. Do not walk out of here this evening without this tool in your hands. Don't. It is a mistake you'll pay for in time. Make sure you've got your questions answered and make sure you know what you're doing and making changes for the future. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you all outside, and thanks for watching us live, guys.